Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get straight to breaking news.
Yeah, Metro Police are telling us right now a person is in police custody after an officer fired their gun near the Indianapolis Children's Museum. This happened around 1:30 this afternoon near 33rd in Illinois.
That's on the near north side, and we'll get to Lauren Kostick in just a minute. We actually know IMPD is giving us a live update. Let's go straight to that.
My name is Sergeant Janae Cook. I'm with the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department. Just after 1:40 this afternoon, the Indiana Crime Guns Task Force was conducting a firearms investigation in the 3300 block of North Illinois Street. While here, they were able to make a traffic stop on a black Chevy Yukon that was traveling northbound. As officers conducted their investigation, they began escorting a male from the rear passenger seat of the vehicle. At that point in time, the suspect shoved the officer and took off running eastbound from that location. The officer engaged in the foot pursuit. He immediately put out on the radio to responding officers that the suspect was armed with a gun. He continued to give orders to the suspect to stop. He failed to do so. The suspect then fired his weapon. The officer then returned fire, and the suspect threw down his weapon. The officer was then able to take the suspect into custody without any type of further incident. Right now, we do know that the gun is here at the scene. Other officers have located it, and our crime lab will recover that weapon. Preliminary information lets us know that no officers, no uninvolved citizens, and no suspects were injured by gunfire during this entire incident. This is still a very active scene. Our critical incident response team has responded here. They are conducting their investigation into the incident itself, and they will conduct a criminal investigation for IMPD. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office has also responded to the scene. They will be consulted throughout this entire investigation. A separate administrative investigation will be conducted by our Internal Affairs Unit. And the one thing to note is that the officers were all wearing body-worn cameras at the time, and they were activated during this incident. These officers are with our Indiana Crime Guns Task Force. These officers remain laser focused on those who illegally possess firearms in hopes to continually reduce the gun violence, not just here in Indianapolis, but in the neighboring cities also. They work throughout all of Indiana. Do you have any questions?
So was do you know how many people were in this suspect car?
You know, it started out with 3 people were in the car. We know the one obviously was apprehended. We had another person in custody. The third one is unknown at this point in time.
Are you guys actively looking for that person?
Right now it's still an ongoing investigation. The investigators will continue that portion of it. Right now our focus is on this location, as other officers will handle that.
Do you know how many shots were fired from each individual?
Actually, that's still going to be determined. That's an investigative tool that we use to make sure, all of our information is correct.
So the suspect that they were taking out of the car, he wasn't handcuffed at the time?
No, he was still exiting the vehicle when he shoved the officer.
We saw officers in that parking garage. Is that involved in any way?
Of course, that's eastbound from that vehicle, so that is the direction in which they fled. Anything else? It's important that everybody notes that if they saw something today, please step forward, come forward, let the officers here or detectives in our homicide unit know exactly what occurred. Another thing to note is that North Illinois Street is a very busy street. We understand that this is a hindrance to a lot of people trying to travel home right now. However, this area should specifically still be closed off between 32nd Street and 34th for approximately 1 more hour. Again, our IMPD officers remain focused on trying to deter crime in our city. This is our focus, and this is what we expect out of our officers. Thank you.
And again, that was Janae Cook with IMPD giving us the latest update here on Illinois Street. Again, she said the Crime Guns Task Force was doing a traffic stop when they were trying to get one of the suspects out of the back seat. They say that he shoved an officer, and that's when they had a foot pursuit going behind that apartment complex near that parking garage. And we are told that is when shots were fired. Janae Cook did tell us that the Illinois Street will be closed for about 1 more hour. We are going to continue to try to get more information for you. For now, reporting on the near north side, Lauren Kostick, 13 News.
And Lauren, just one little last thing before you leave. Important to remind our viewers that this area is going to be closed for another hour, and no one was injured despite the gunshots between the suspect and the officer, right?
Yes, absolutely. No one was injured, and we do know that they have a suspect in custody, that they have him arrested, but they do say that there was one that they have not confirmed whether they have been arrested or are in custody. Scott.